That's so interesting because I, as myself, would never describe myself as a confident person.
Anya, what an honor to talk to you, because ironically enough, the last time I interviewed you was in Soho in person for Emma.
Yep.
Which is crazy.
It's pretty wild. I realized today that once this film comes out, I've done press for Emma, I've done press for Queen's Gambit, and with Soho, that is the end of my 2019 trilogy.
Oh my
It's
God.
pretty cool.
Well, congratulations on this movie. This might be a weird question, but I had to ask it. When you look in a mirror, because this whole movie, there's so many amazing sequences with mirrors. When you look in a mirror, what do you see?
I tend not to look in mirrors too much. I'm also pretty blind, so depending on where the mirror is, more than likely nothing. But I definitely have moments sometimes where I need to like bulk myself up, and I will look at myself in the mirror and be like, you can do this. You're going to be fine. It's okay. You're not going to die. Just go, just try.
Right.
So yeah, mostly pep talks.
It's interesting. I was talking to Edgar about the fact that initially he had you in mind for Eloise, but then things changed, and clearly he saw you as Sandy. Thomason's character kind of admires her from afar to the point where she dyes her hair. Even her mannerisms change somewhat. Did you ever have that Sandy growing up, somebody that you actually maybe changed your look because you were an admirer of, or anything like that?
Oh, I mean, I wanted to be Edie Sedgwick so bad when I was a kid. But honestly, as random as it sounds, probably all of the characters from Peter Pan are kind of what I based my personality on as a kid.
Right.
I really wanted to fly, and I really wanted to have short red hair. And I think with Queen's Gambit, I achieved my dream. I became Peter Pan for a split second.
Peter Pan, who's really good at chess, by the way, in that one.
Exactly.
It's interesting. You strike me as somebody who's always had an amount of confidence to her, but you mentioned the Queen's Gambit. Sandy in this even has this great confidence where she can stand up in front of a group of people she doesn't know and completely own it. Furiosa, I loved hearing that George cast you because he saw an early cut of this film. That also a powerful character. I loved the first one with Charlize. Have playing these women changed you at all as it relates to the amount of confidence you have, or the way you exude that confidence?
That's so interesting because I, as myself, would never describe myself as a confident person, but through characters, you can really do things like I had wrapped Emma the day before we shot the Café de Paris scene in Last Night in Soho. And I remember being behind the doors thinking, I'm going to walk out onto that stage in front of 500 people and I'm going to have to just do that. And I was terrified. And then they yell action and you just do it. Like just something comes over you. But I will say, playing them, you kind of can't argue with something you've already done. So every time I tend to forget my accomplishments quite quickly, but when something's been done, you can look back and think, I can do this because I did that. And I can do this because I did this. It just kind of helps bolster you up.
Well, we will remind you of all of your accomplishments, and there are some great ones. I know they just wrapped me, but I asked Edgar about being nostalgic. He calls this a cautionary tale for time travelers. So the question I want to ask you as well, in 40 years from now, what do you hope people recognize of this time that will make you feel nostalgic about the present that we're living in now?
Oh gosh. I really hope COVID and quarantine was so difficult for everybody, but I really felt that it kind of opened people's minds up to the experience of other people and holding space for that and being gentle with that. I really hope we keep that going because sometimes there's a pressure in society to be not human, to almost be machine-like. And I think it's important to hold space for the experience of your fellow man or woman.
I love that answer. I hope to see you in person on the next one. As much as you like crystals, I hope you've been to Sedona, Arizona. If not,
that's my next trip. I've got it planned.